Good evening, Lisa.
Good evening, Andrew.
Do 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 do. Made my ears go funny. Hello.
Hello.
Doctor Who continues apace on Twitch.
It does. In fact, as we are sitting and doing this video, we have Two of the Cybermen on in
Two
the
of the Cybermen, episode 4
in the
is
background.
nearing its climax.
Conclusion. Yeah.
So, what have we had? In the last 24 hours, we've had the Time Meddler,
The Time Meddler.
the Ark,
The Ark.
the Gunfighters,
Yes.
and the War Machines.
War Machines. War Machines. I don't even know why I'm doing that.
That's an old joke from Sonic Wave's
Good.
tape scene from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think of those stories?
They're great stories. I mean, it would have been nice to see the start of the Time Meddler, but unfortunately, something
went wrong.
and they started it 13 minutes in.
Yeah.
And
It was all right on the second run.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to see the second run
And the
because that
third
was
run.
and the third run because the second run I was in bed and the third one I was at work.
All right.
But because I like that beginning of that episode, the stuff with Stephen and the panda and him looking all beardy and rugged.
But that is actually quite ironic because the original print that the BBC had of it was, I think, missing that whole of that first scene anyway.
All right, okay. Maybe it was a tribute.
There were two copies of it knocking around, and there was a sort of cut copy and an extended copy. So there you go.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a fantastic story for opening up the Doctor Who universe with the monk, isn't it?
Yes, because you get to the cliffhanger of episode 3.
That's right,
and you know they go in and go, the monk's got a TARDIS,
And
you're like, what?
Suddenly, Doctor Who's taken sort of a whole different change.
There's another
Yeah.
person like the Doctor.
But you said about how sort of Dennis Spooner really writes quite some dark stuff.
He does, because I mean, Dennis Spooner is known a lot of the time for his comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Things like, well, having said that, The Mythmakers is really dark because it features a whole city of people being killed.
The what?
The Mythmakers.
Nothing to do with Dennis Spooner.
He wrote the book though, didn't he?
No, that's Donald Cotton.
That's Donald Cotton.
It is Donald
I beg your
Cotton.
pardon. Well, they're still good anyway.
Yeah.
But Dennis Spooner does write funny stuff.
Yeah. Oh yes, he's good at it.
But then he writes really dark stuff, like the Edith being raped.
Yeah.
And although it's not shown, it's heavily implied that's what's happened because of the way she deals with it. But having said that, she's absolutely fine the next day.
Yeah, she's all right. Tough.
She's like she gets over it, and you know, I suppose you had to really, but I don't know if you could like that.
Yes, it's I mean, for what is quite a cheap story, Douglas Camfield, of course, directs it really well.
Beautifully.
Yeah.
Lots of different high shots and the camera moves.
I just like the rolling clouds in the background.
Yeah.
Which is quite a simple thing, but it's quite
But it's effective.
in black and white. It's quite a good image.
Yes.
But yeah, then we jump. This is the trouble though with season.
Yeah, there's
getting
not a
into
lot of
season
it
3.
left. There are odd episodes.
If you actually want whole stories, there's not much to
not
choose
much,
from. So you just get companions appearing and disappearing.
Disappearing because Vicky's obviously in the Time Meddler with Stephen and the Doctor, and then Vicky leaves
at the end of the Mythmakers.
At the end of the Mythmakers when she falls in love with Troilus and goes off to create a legend.
Yeah.
And then you get for the next story, which the Dalek master plan.
Yeah. Katerina.
And then she pretty soon gets.
Yeah, she disappears in episode 4.
And you get the Sarah Kingdom.
Yeah.
Who disappears in episode 12.
Yes, right. Yeah.
And then you get the Massacre, which I would love to be found just to see Hartnell's different performance.
Yeah.
Because Hartnell plays 2 parts in that one. And Stephen actually leaves at the end of that.
Sort of theoretically.
But he comes back.
Yeah.
As does the new companion, Dodo.
Yes.
Who not a lot of people seem to like. There is a problem with her accent. She needed to decide before she started acting what accent
Well,
she
I
was
think
gonna
she
do.
did decide, and then I think possibly somebody
Wills
said to her, that's not maybe what we should be doing. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think it's her fault. I think she's only doing what she's been told.
So why couldn't they decide what accent? Why couldn't she have a northern accent?
I don't know.
Why she got to have an RP accent?
I was going to say, because Z-Cars does accents.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so why is Doctor Who different?
Don't know.
But anyway, yeah. So she sort of joins properly in the Ark.
Yeah.
In that extraordinary
Sort of page boy
page
thing,
boy. I was going to say Herald's
Yeah,
costume
yeah.
because she's got the sort of shield on her chest
And one black leg and one
and
white
one
leg.
which led somebody on Twitter to say is she only got one leg? Is she got one leg pair? And it's like, no,
No,
one's,
it's got seams in it.
it's got one's light and one's dark. But I love the Ark because people. I mean, yeah, it's not the most brilliant story, but that opening shot with the elephant, and you
Yeah.
suddenly realise, God, they've got a real elephant in the studio.
But in sort of science fiction-y terms, it's actually sort of quite an intelligent
Yeah, it's a
thing.
very clever story.
And the twist
Yes.
halfway through about
It's
the
brilliant.
700-year
Yes,
gap.
yes.
But you know, it's got Sheedy in it in
It's got
episode 2.
Sheedy in it. That's
I
his
was
first
pleased to
appearance in
see
Doctor
that the
Who.
chat room in Twitch actually recognised
Yes.
him. People saying things, oh, it's that bloke from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, it's Mr. Bronson!
And Mr. Bronson,
Mm.
yay. So he's very, very pleased that people
Yes.
still
Yes.
recognise
Yes.
him.
But yeah, and it is an interesting story.
Yeah.
And there are, apart from the actual, I'm trying to think how much I can say without spoiling it, but then probably if you're watching this, you've probably watched it. So, with the monoids,
Yeah.
the actual twist with the monoids is quite clever.
Mm. I mean, there's some very sort of clever stuff going
Yes.
on, almost as an afterthought, like the
Yeah.
sort of big screen work, where they've got the big sort of monitor screen, but even things like the sort of magically appearing new potatoes.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you drop a pill in
Yeah.
and.
And
But
all
yeah,
these potatoes and chicken wings appear.
in the security, but we love the security kitchen.
yeah.
Yes, but
But,
there we go.
yeah, it's amazing. It's a good story. It's an interesting idea. Stephen's very good in it.
Yeah.
Well, Peter Purvis is very good in it as Stephen, and Jackie Lane's she's okay as Dodo. She's not given the best material, unfortunately. Dodo is a very badly treated companion.
Yeah, the trouble is she sort of falls between the gaps in production teams,
Yes.
doesn't she? She gets
Yes.
created by sort of one team,
And then
the whole production crew sort of change,
away,
and
yeah.
they're not interested in her, basically, are they? So
No.
it's unfortunate
Yeah.
timing,
Timing,
really, and that's
yeah.
all it is.
Yes.
But on to the gunfighters.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love the gunfighters.
Yes, and in fact, you know, we have our podcast, Round the Archives, available on iTunes and SoundCloud,
Yes.
of course.
And Player FM.
And Warren and I sort of gave our appreciation of the gunfighters, which is a story that never fails to make me laugh.
No, it is a good story, and you can see Hartnell's having a really good time doing it.
Yeah. Hartnell is loving
Yes.
doing that
All the
story.
comedy.
And all the comedy and all the sort of
Comedy.
twiddling of his
Yeah.
gun.
I love that bit. Can you do that, Mr. Work?
Mr. Werp.
And he drinks milk. He never touches alcohol in
Yeah.
it. He just drinks milk the whole way through.
But I mean, some people couldn't deal with the song, but
But you have to listen to the song.
I mean, the whole point of the song is that it's another. It actually starts to give you information about
Yes.
the characters
Yes.
that you don't get
No, on screen,
on the
in the
screen
dialogue.
about sort of Johnny Ringo and Kate being lovers, and
Yes.
that's mentioned first in the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
So it's a clever sort of use of a narrative. And again, that final episode gets
It's really dark.
yeah, it's nasty.
Really dark. I mean, people. Doc Holliday shoots the Clantons, and then he walks up to them and shoots them again and again. And this is a children's program.
But I mean, Warren and I said in the article about Hartnell is being silly in it, but the Doctor
Yeah.
is doing that deliberately.
To throw them off their guard.
Yeah, to confuse people.
Yeah.
Which is something that Troughton does a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. Troughton plays the clown.
But
and
when
then,
he sort of has his confrontation with Pa Clanton,
yeah, he's deadly serious.
suddenly the silliness isn't there anymore.
Yeah, and it's
So it's not only that
Hartnell's best work in the
it's almost as
story.
though the Doctor is acting.
He is. He's just putting on a face, a front,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, who can't love Peter Purvis singing? Even though he is sort of quite embarrassed about it. Peter, I know you're not watching this, but if you ever see this, you shouldn't be embarrassed. You've got a great voice.
Well, I know at the time he sort of didn't particularly enjoy doing it, and for years he thought it wasn't a very good story. But I'm very pleased that in recent years he's sort of watched it and reevaluated and gone, actually, this is really rather good, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm so pleased he's sort of had his sort of realisation that what they were doing was different.
Yes.
And it's very different, of course it is. But the whole point of Doctor Who is that every now and then it should surprise you with the sort of stories it tells, which is another reason I love Love and Monsters.
Yes.
And again, a lot of people can't deal with Love and Monsters, but if you think you know what you're going to get from Doctor Who every week, then it's not trying hard enough.
No, it shouldn't be the same thing every week. And I should say as well, I do wonder how confused... Sorry, excuse me one moment. Rose is trying to get out of the door and she gone...
You're going to help the
there
cat
you go, Rose.
go through the door. She don't want to go now,
No.
you see.
Oh,
now you've moved the door, it's wrong.
Yeah, I wonder how many people were confused because you finished the arc with Hartnell disappearing.
Yeah.
And then you start the gunfighters.
And he's got toothache.
And you're like, what happened?
Well, the Celestial Toymaker happened.
That's the Toymaker happened, and only part 4 exists.
And as we said, you can get that on CD. So.
Yes, or on the Lost in Time DVDs if you can track those down.
Yes.
And if they're cheap enough.
But the War Machines.
The War Machines.
And we're already at the end of season 3.
Yes.
And again, a story that when I first sort of was hanging about in fandom, only episode 2 existed, and then it was discovered in Nigeria. Well, most of it was discovered in Nigeria. Yes. As there's still to this day, there are still some scenes that are missing for one reason or another, and have to be sort of fudged a bit in the edit. But again, the War Machines totally changes the direction of the series.
The War Machines is... People say this a lot, but it is. It's the first story that takes place in modern London or modern Earth.
Yeah.
Apart from the opening scenes of
Well, apart from some bits and pieces.
But properly, fully. And
I mean, it's weird to see the Doctor sort of accepted by the establishment.
They just waltz us in and they're like, "Oh, Doctor, it's you."
But let's talk about William Mervyn.
Oh, we love William Mervyn. He's one of my favourite actors of the 60s.
But
never known he gives a bad performance.
It's only in recent years I've come to realise how big a deal it was that William Mervyn was in Doctor Who.
Yeah, because he was really well known for his series for Mr. Rose.
Yeah.
It's Dark Outside and Odd Man Out and all these police series they did.
Yeah. The Odd Man, I think. Odd Man Out's the...
that's the other thing.
That's the thing with John Inman.
Yeah, sorry. I always get those two confused for some reason.
But yeah, I mean, we've seen everything that survives of It's Dark Outside.
Which is very good.
Season 2's got Anthony Ainley in it, hasn't it?
But there's only about 3 episodes exist, isn't they? Very difficult
but again,
to
that's
find out.
Very weird series, isn't it? But yeah, and of course he goes on to be in All Gas and Gators.
He
as
does.
well.
He's brilliant in All Gas and Gators. I cannot recommend All Gas and Gators high enough.
And Crown Court.
And Crown Court. He's my favourite judge. I mean, no, actually, having said that, I do like. I'm going to call him Judge CJ, and that's not
John Barron.
John Barron. So that's what we call him, Judge CJ, because of his playing CJ Major Perrin. John Barron's very good.
Yeah.
You know, he always looks like he's uncomfortable. We're going away from him, something like that. But William Mervyn's fabulous.
Yeah.
He's just fabulous, and obviously he has a link to modern day Doctor Who.
Yes, because his son is
Michael Pickwoad,
designer.
who's the production
Matt
designer.
Smith.
Matt
Era,
Smith's era. Yeah.
But I would have loved to have seen William Mervyn come back.
Yeah.
As a sort of semi-regular.
He could have come back in Troughton's time because it's just
If he'd been in something like The Faceless Ones or something like that, wouldn't have that been brilliant?
Yes.
Especially as it's set on the same day.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That would have been wonderful. That suddenly William Mervyn comes in and meets the Doctor
and he's different
again.
Yeah. And William Mervyn's like, have we met?
I always want to sort of go and rewrite The Faceless Ones now so that happens. But
yeah, I mean, season 3's an interesting series.
I mean, season 3, it goes in so many directions.
It does. Each story is different from the one before.
That's what it needs to do at this point.
Because
it ensures the series
survives.
doesn't get bogged down in a format.
Mm.
And yes, it's firing off in all sorts of directions at once.
Yes.
But that's not a bad thing at all. So
and once we get into season 4, obviously we've got a little bit of Hartnell to go.
Yeah, but the trouble is there is no season 4 that Twitch can show because
No.
we're already into
season 5.
season 5.
Season 5, yeah.
And look, you see what's on now?
Enemy of the World.
Oh, it's the Enemy of the World.
Enemy of the World.
Yeah.
There was a point when only episode 3 of Enemy of the World existed.
Yeah.
And it was very poorly regarded.
But we'll get onto
We'll
Troughton
talk about
on the
that.
next video.
Yes,
so.
but
Thank you to everyone for
watching. Yes,
Yeah.
and you can read our blog.
Yes, our blog is the Round the Archives blog at roundthearchives.blogspot.co.uk.
If you just put Round the Archives in, it'll
Blog.
either send you to the blog or send you to
And
the...
I've just put up a link to all our
podcast.
podcasts, which is Round the Archives, as we said, on SoundCloud, iTunes, and what was the other thing?
Player FM.
Player FM. Okay.
And we do some Doctor Who episodes around
time to time.
October to January. October last year to January.
Yeah.
So episodes...
So we do talk about Black and White
Yes.
Doctor Who in episode 15.
So
don't we?
15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
well, say goodnight then, and
Okay.
see you again soon.
All right then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.